So, I'd like to start this talk with a little comparison. As college students, we are often faced with a lot of work. Workloads can be stressful, and we often don't have enough time to complete everything that we want to do. So, we're forced to pull all-nighters. And to reach this goal of getting enough caffeine or anything to keep our energy levels up, we have many options to choose from. We can go get a coffee, you can go to the local corner store and get an energy drink, anything that will keep you up. But the same thing can be said about global warming. We can do so many different things to reach the goal of getting rid of global warming altogether. There are so many different things that can be done. So let's think about these questions and think if you've ever done any of these things. Have you ever left the water running when you were away? Walked out of the room with no intent to come back and you left the light on? Left your car running in the driveway for an extended period of time? Or maybe even forgot to shut off the TV when you left the room, but you didn't want to go back and you knew it was off? Well, chances are you've done one of these things, maybe even all of them. I know I have. But we need to think of the effects that our decisions have on the planet. All of these have an effect on the planet. They might seem small to you, but if everyone's doing them, it has a huge impact on society as a whole, and it's going to end up leading to future problems on this planet Earth. As a child, I used to make choices like this all the time. I remember my mom would call me downstairs or call me upstairs, either one, and say that we were leaving for my grandfather's house, and she would be like, you need to shut your light off, you need to shut the TV off, and all of that, but I was a lazy child. So I said yes. I never ran upstairs to shut anything off. It happens. That's what children do. Children don't listen to their parents. And the TV would stay running for hours and hours while we were at my grandfather's house. The lights would be on. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of electricity. And can't really do anything about it now. That's what I did as a kid. But as I've grown up, I've realized that those decisions are just pointless. You can do so many different things to ultimately save the environment, and it just takes 2 seconds to shut off a light. 2 seconds to run back upstairs and shut off the light. But when I'm in my dorm room, I shut off the light. I make sure the TV's off. When I go and take a shower in the morning, I make sure that I push the knob all the way so that the water's not dripping out. Even if it takes 2 more seconds, it's not going to do anything. You're not going to be late to where you're heading because you went back to the room and shut the light off. It's no issue. Or if there's sun in the room, the sunlight's shining brightly, there's no point in having the light on. I see. As long as you have enough light to do your work, you can shut it off. So I'm often doing that. But the same cannot be said about my roommate. We're not going to say any names here, but he often leaves the lights on. And I've actually gotten him to listen to me. I've told him a few times how I feel about it and how, and he understands, and now he's starting to shut off the light and everything when he leaves the room. And it shows you that just one person can make a large change. If everyone changes, you're going to have a huge impact on society. And it all just needs to start with one person, and that one person could be you. And there's so many different facts about global warming, so let's tell you a few. There are many causes of global warming. If you use your car at unnecessary times, the fuel that is burned in your vehicle lets off carbon, and that ends up depleting the ozone layer. So if you're say you were going to school, and your neighbor's going to the same location, why take 2 cars? You could carpool. If you're going to be there at the same time, you're planning on leaving at the same time, then don't waste that. Don't waste that gas. Use of electricity. That's obviously a big one. But you may think about it, wait, why? Well, electricity is often powered by coal. And when the coal burns off, it goes into the environment, not a good thing. So if you're just wasting electricity, you're wasting coal, you're wasting all the fuel, and you're hurting the environment. It's not the best decision. This is an obvious one. Cutting down trees just to build a new development or something. I mean, obviously we need to expand as a country. We're going to build new things, but cutting down trees unnecessarily, it's going to affect the environment. The trees take in some of the bad that we let off, and by cutting them down, that's not happening anymore. So we need to be aware of that. And we also, as people, this isn't really one that maybe we can change, but we can make it aware that we use these pesticides, but we don't really understand the side effects of them. They could be harmful to the environment, but no one really knows because people don't research about that. They just use them. So those are the many reasons what global warming will do. It's not like a tactic to scare anyone. Like, it's just, you should be aware that you obviously can make a change because it's just these small things that everyone does every day. But we also need to be aware that global warming is not just going to affect us. It's affecting tons of different species of animals, as well as other people, obviously. Like the ice caps. We all hear about the polar bears. The ice caps are melting. It's ruining their environment. They're having trouble hunting. They use the ice caps as a hunting method. They're having trouble hunting, so life is getting much more difficult for them, and the population is becoming endangered. So we need to be aware that if we don't do that, if we don't make these decisions, we're not just harming ourselves and our environment. We're harming the environment of so many different animals, and it's just kind of selfish, I guess. Though that's one of the biggest problems, is like the animals and everything that they have to endure because of us. We also need to realize that global warming will affect us eventually. Right now we only see the little spike in temperatures, but it's going to be worse than that. When the planet is warmer, hurricanes can brew and become stronger and stronger and stronger. And as we know, hurricanes often lead to huge disasters, as we saw with Hurricane Katrina. And those disasters, they're horrible. They hurt many people, lead to many deaths, ruin many people's lives. But we need to realize that as a country, as a people, we can stop this global warming. We can stop the future, not stop the future hurricanes. There's always going to be hurricanes, but they'll strengthen and get worse because of the temperature rise. And it's also shown, like, increased temperatures, we have a larger spread of disease. Disease likes higher temperatures, so we need to be aware of that. That it's going to, we could possibly have different strains of diseases, and it might be pretty bad. There's so many ways to change. It's not like there's no point in worrying now. It might seem intimidating, but you can do anything. Like, just in regular life, you can do carpooling. You can be conscious of your electricity usage. If you think you're using too much, stop. Or if you aren't using it but it's on, shut it off. It's simple as that. Checking your sink, make sure it's not leaking when you leave the bathroom, the shower. Very easy stuff. Obviously, all of us do not want these horrible things to happen to our planet. So I think we need to just realize what we're doing, the impact we have on society, and we can save this planet one person at a time. It's that simple.